friends, welcome back to my channel. I have been inspired to do a new, I don't know if project is the right word, or just a new type of video. In my last couple of videos, some of you, a handful of you, have given me some interesting suggestions, and so I thought to myself, like, wouldn't it be fun if anytime I have like a grouping of suggestions or ideas for using products and maybe different ways or just wanting to use certain products, I actually document it here with you guys. So that is what I'm doing. I have 5 things that over the course of March, I want to try out and then report back to you guys my findings. Did it work out in the way that I hoped it would? Did I absolutely hate it? Am I decluttering it? Am I keeping it? Like, where are we at with these suggestions? I feel like it can be fun just to sort of see how your feedback can help inform me and then also help inform other people. And it also challenges me to not always be such a creature of habit, which I really can be. I don't necessarily consider it a makeup rut because I do enjoy the ease of application of makeup, but sometimes it is fun to step outside my comfort zone, and it could also lead to me discovering these amazing things that are game-changing for my routine. So I've got 3 from you guys and then 2 that I want to bring in as well. Go ahead and start with the 3 that were suggested to me thanks to you guys. So the first couple of suggestions that I gathered were from my 2020 like makeup inventory / collection video. If you haven't seen that, I will link it in the cards and down below for you if you want to go check it out. But I received this lovely comment from FTC MUA. They say, if you like the effect of MAC Fix Plus, which I do, try using the Hard Candy Hydrating Primer Mist in the same way. It's almost the same formula with the same fixing ingredients. It's the only true dupe I have found. Thank you. Thank you for this suggestion because I do really love the Max Fix Plus spray, but it's a heck of a lot more than the Hard Candy spray, and I already have that. In fact, when I was reassessing my primer category, I actually went back and looked at 2 products that are mists. I'm not gonna lie, both of these have sort of hung around a bit longer because I don't really love, for some reason, I don't really love the idea of spraying my face with a primer. I don't quite understand my aversion to that because I happily spray my face with setting spray, but when I looked back at all of the wording written on both of these bottles, when I turn it around and read the directions, it says that you can use as a primer to hydrate and prep skin or apply on top of makeup to set. Also use throughout the day to refresh and revitalize skin, hold away from face, and close eyes when spraying. I honestly had never read that fine print, and I had really only seen people using it as a primer product, so I definitely want to give this a whirl. I haven't actually sat down myself and checked out the ingredients. I'm kind of trusting you, FTC MUA, to not steer me wrong. Plus, I'm also not a big ingredients person. I don't know a lot about ingredients, but as I was trolling through, I came across this one as well from Wet n Wild, which is rose, hence why I bought it. But it does say underneath the primer water title, it says prep plus set plus refresh. So I definitely want to try these out and see if they could work as setting sprays, because if these do work, it 1, prolongs my having to buy setting sprays. 2, it helps wipe out 2 other full-size products from my primer set, and I will go through these a lot quicker if I run out of setting sprays first and come to these, which will help alleviate the primer category, which is lovely. And if this truly is as good as the MAC Fix Plus, I'm going to save myself lots of dollars, which is great. So I am looking forward to trying this out. The one con, because these are meant to be primers, is that they do have fewer fluid ounces. This only has 1.52 and this has 2.2. And typically, if I recall correctly, most setting sprays that I have purchased are a minimum of 4 ounces. So that might be something to consider with this as well. But I am very much looking forward to testing these out throughout the month of March and reporting back to you guys on whether or not I will use these in an alternative way. The second inspirational comment that I got on that inventory video was from Bethany, and it was in regards to my Hourglass powder that I have here. She said that those Hourglass powders I like more as a finishing powder and less as a setting powder. They kind of just diffuse the makeup underneath and add a little glow for me. I hope this helps. Yes, thank you. It does certainly help because I have had this easily, I think we're on year 3, and it has just sat there because every time I've thought about pulling it out and using it, I'm like, I don't really know what to do with that. And I don't want to look it up right this second because I'm in the middle of my routine. So I'm just going to keep passing it over. And I finally was like, this is the year. I have to figure this out. I know that I have used this before as like an actual highlighter. It did nothing for me. So I'm going to try this out in that fashion. I have sincerely never used a powder as like a finishing powder. I don't know if that's a step that I think I'm gonna really adopt, or if I would just adopt it just to use this up. I don't know. We'll see. I am very curious to test that out. The one, I think, pause I have with this suggestion, not that I'm upset that I got the suggestion, is that when I hear that, I immediately think like, but am I gonna look sparkly all over my face? I don't wanna look sparkly all over my face. I don't know. But again, this is why I'm documenting this, because I want to really see if it does do that, or if it doesn't and it's all of a sudden like a game changer for me, and now I'm so grateful to have this in my life. So I'm really looking forward to trying it out and really pushing myself, going outside of my typical powder comfort zone. The third suggestion that I got came from my Project Pan update, my first one for 2020, because I was griping about my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in Fair Rose. Right now I am using this to help sort of balance out the darkness that seems to come with the dry down of my ColourPop No Filter concealer. And I was saying in that video, like, once my ColourPop one is done, am I really gonna use this? I'm not gonna re-buy the ColourPop one just to mix with this. Maybe I'll actually, throw this away. I don't really know. Well, then I got this ever helpful suggestion from Laura Force. She said you can always try to mix those two dark foundations, which she recalled from watching my inventory video, with the two light e.l.f. concealer to get use out of both once your ColourPop concealer is gone. What a lovely suggestion. I would have never thought about that, because whenever I think about lightening up my foundation, I go to the e.l.f. Mix to Match Adjuster. And granted, yes, I already have these. Why wouldn't I use these? But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it ain't just this concealer that I have currently in my collection that is too light for me. I arguably have 4 concealers that are too light for me. I have this one you see me trying to pan right now in Fair Rose, but I also have the even lighter Fair Beige. Like, do you see this? This thing is so light. Like, let me swatch these for you guys. These are the 2 e.l.f. ones. Very bright, like very bright, too bright for my face, all on their own. Then I have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate. This is in C3. I still feel like this one is like better, but it's still too light. Like, I'm really going through a concealer crisis, which is why I bought all of these. And this is also partly why I should not buy things online, because I am arguably the worst person at matching my color. There is that one right there. I, again, don't think it's a perfect match for me. And the last one is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer in Fair Porcelain, which that one never lets me down. I'm pretty much always good with the lightest shade that CoverGirl comes out with. But this one is just, nope, not great. And I really would hate to waste these. Like, I thought about returning them, but then I was like, it's so much of a hassle because I'm not going to return something to elf.com / do they even do returns on used products? I don't even know. So the idea of mixing them is genius. And the 2 foundations that I have that would require mixing are pricey. Like, they are pricey ones that I would hate to have go bad. And I know my original strategy was to wait till the summer to work on them, but there's a chance that I'll run out of the current foundations that match my skin tone before we get to the summer months, in which case I don't want to have to keep buying other things versus just using up what I have. So the 2 that are currently too dark for me are my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation in 140. I swear, it doesn't look like it's that bad of a match when it's in the bottle, but she oxidizes and it is not in my favor. And then I have this J. Manual Beauty Filter Finish Collection Skin Perfector Foundation in Light Filter 2. And I feel like part of the problem of why these are kind of dark for me is also like the tone. Again, Victoria should not be allowed to buy things online. This is what the J looks like. Again, I don't think it looks like it's that dark with my beautiful ring light, but when it's all over my face, it's a bit too dark for me. And then this is the Fenty. But I think if you look at them together, they would maybe blend together really well and create the perfect color match. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna actually test this out and see if they do work together, because that would be so great. And even though my e.l.f. shade adjusters or light whitening drops would go unused, the value monetarily of these products is so much higher, and it's a lot more product that I'm using up that I'll feel less terrible about it. So thank you for this suggestion. Here's to hoping it works out wonderfully and I can actually get some good usage out of these 2 light concealers and these 2 dark foundations. The 4 and 5 objectives I have chosen on my own. They are driven by a couple of different things. The first is a lip-based item. So as I'm reaching the end of my L'Oreal lipstick, I have started to immediately think about what is the next lipstick product that I would want to try to use up in the same way I used up the L'Oreal one. And so these are technically what I have that I consider to be like lipstick-esque. So I wanted to let you guys know that my objective, whenever I get down to something low on my project pan, I start to think about like, would I want to pan something in that same category? And if the answer is yes, I try to start testing out before I get to the very end of that product. That way at my update, whenever the next update comes, I can say to you like, this is no longer being used, but like now I'm gonna immediately pull this in. So these are the different lip products that I have. To be honest, it's probably more realistic that I am going to pull one of these 4 and not either one of my Physician Formula Maru Maru butters. That's a really hard title for me to say, and that's solely because these are the newest and I tend to be driven more by older products. But when it comes to these 4, they're all relatively the same age. I feel like this L'Oreal one I got around my wedding and the other 3 I've had for a little bit longer. But I thought I would just let you guys know that I'm going to try to test out the one that I want, and then I will share with you my thoughts on if I'm going to get rid of any of these, if they're all going to stay, and if so, is there a front runner? The first one that I'm looking at is the NYX Butter Lipstick in Sandy Kiss. I'm actually kind of surprised that this one has hung around because I really wasn't like a nude girl, and this to me gives me nude vibes, but I'm actually so happy I still have it because I feel like it's a really pretty color. I just don't know how it's gonna work with my skin tone, so this is in the mix. Then there's the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine in 906 Burnished Blush. It looks like this. This is a much darker, blushier color than Sandy Kiss, but still really pretty. Then I have the L'Oreal Glossy Balm. This is in 210 Ginger Candy. No, that reference is not lost on me. This is what it looks like. It's sort of like a peachy nude color in my opinion. And then the 4th one, this is the oldest one. This came in a Birchbox, back when Birchbox was great. This is a Mally Lip Magnifier in Golden Star. You have to actually sharpen this one. This is a really like metallic-y kind of color. So I'll be curious to see. Again, I don't typically travel with lipsticks. Like I don't put these in my purse. So it's basically just to apply it in the morning and go to school, and however long it lasts is how long it lasts for the day. So I'll be curious to see which one of these like kind of stands out, or if any of them end up being taken out of my collection entirely. So stay tuned for that. Finally, we come to the number 5 item that I want to make a decision on and play with. And this is the NYC Individual Colors Best of Broadway eyeshadow. I am going to admit to you guys, I'm having a really hard time assessing my drugstore shadows. Literally every time I open my eyeshadow drawer on the weekend and I like tell myself, okay, go try out one of those drugstore shadows, I'm like, but I could play with this palette instead. And I think what it is the eyeshadow palettes that I have in my collection right now are guaranteed wins. Like I'm going to walk away with an eyeshadow look that I like, and I know that. But with my drugstore shadows, it's 50-50. I could love the look, I might hate the look, and part of me is like, when I'm playing and having my makeup playtime, I don't want to take the risk. Like I'm just like, no, go with the guarantee, like go with that. So I feel like maybe in this context, I will feel much more focused and much more capable of getting it done because I'm documenting it. And typically when I document things, I tend to find that I'm much more motivated to get it done. So this is what the palette looks like. I don't plan on using those 2 creams. So we're basically talking about these 4 shadows. This color selection is really not unique. It is something that I have a lot of in my collection. And ordinarily, I would just be like, you know what, I've got enough of this, do I really need this? But I had a long time ago another one of these that I loved, and I ended up sort of depotting it and keeping some of the shadows, and I'm still like waiting to go back to them. I really liked them. So I feel like that might be the same thing here, where the colors aren't that unique, but the formulation is pretty great. So I just want to test it out and decide if it is, and if so, I will keep any or all of the colors that's applicable to, or if not, it will go. I really at this point am trying to at least work on these sort of bigger space taking type of eyeshadows, so that if I don't like it, I can get rid of it and save space. But I've just been really finding that it's hard for me to use my drugstore ones. And I'm sure maybe people might think like, oh, well, that's a sign, you should just get rid of them. But at the same time, there's that piece of me that's like, but what if they're so great? How will I know? I must try them. So it's this weird like push and pull that I'm experiencing. So I'm hoping that by at least putting this into this focus for March, that I will pull it out at least one time and sort of try to get my feelers on it and decide if it is worthy. And truthfully, if I don't want to use it at all in the month of March, that to me will tell me that I really probably should get rid of this, because it is not something that compels me to want to use it. All right, so those are the 5 like tips or products that I am looking to test out in the month of March. I really appreciate those of you who gave me those suggestions. I'm looking forward to testing them out and seeing how it goes. If you guys have any other suggestions based on the recent content that you have seen me push out, let me know in the comments below, and I will start to keep like a running log. And if this is a successful endeavor, maybe I will keep doing it in the upcoming months. But I'm really excited about it. I hope we find some real gems and winners in here, but if not, I will be sure to let you know. So as always, I appreciate you guys stopping by and tuning in, and I will talk to you in my next video really soon. Bye.